To be our purple Korean Terran spawning in the right bottom side of this map, and EG's PuMa is going to be our other Korean Terran spawning in the left top side of this map. Once more, guys, we have a little bit of some technical difficulties, and our overlay is not ready yet, but shouldn't bother you guys too much.
It's all good, Kev, and man. Game number 5, we just keep finding ourselves in this situation. If these playoffs, these initial playoff games are any indicator, I cannot wait for the offline final. It is going to be
It has to be, man.
Incredible.
It didn't just start with the playoffs. The wildcard games were really awesome too. If you guys haven't seen Sen vs Zenio, the ZVZ series, yeah, between those two excellent Zerg players, which we played, I believe, 2 days ago. Yes, we did play 2 days ago. Really, guys, go check them out, because those were some of the best ZVZ games I've seen in my life.
Best ones ever played. Those guys just, they were so evenly matched, and it was so close, and Sin was barely able to overcome Zenio, but the games were just mind-blowing.
They went at it like champs, and in the end, only one player made it through. Unfortunately, Sen was not good enough to take out Alicia. It's just, Sen against Korean Protoss, it just doesn't really seem like a happy marriage.
It's tough, man. It is really tough. Anyway, we've got PuMa versus aLive here, Kev. Guys, before we jump really into this game, we want to say once more, please join us at our offline finals. Go sign up for your tickets today, and be there. Watch the games. Come meet us. Have some drinks with us.
A lot of drinks. All the drinks.
All the drinks.
We're gonna buy up a bar in Toronto. That's how we do, man. It's going to be our first time in Canada, and we're going to make sure that nobody forgets us.
I can't wait to visit the underground city.
There is no underground city, then. It's just a shopping mall.
It's an underground city, Kev.
No, it's not.
When I was 14 years old, it was a city to me, all right? So
we see aLive, man, dropping the command center in his main base. So aLive is going for the economic opening, while PuMa is dropping the factory. Didn't drop his second refinery yet. Big game here for PuMa. What would the NASL finals really be without PuMa? But he's going to have to take a really big horde here over aLive. 2 players managed to come back from 0-2 to 3-2. Will PuMa actually be the first one today?
Can he stop the trend? Can he dodge fate? Is the question. aLive's going to be playing a very aggressive macro style. PuMa's going to be the guy that's putting on the pressure. aLive scouted the first refinery. PuMa scouted the first refinery as well, and also scouted the command center. But PuMa knows exactly what he's facing, man. He still didn't drop that second refinery, so apparently he has no fate in cloak banshees this game. It's going to be a normal banshee opening for PuMa. You know, PuMa, was made very, very famous because of his 1-1-1.
I know that.
And we're seeing kind of a similar opening here. He does have an SCV on the low ground, though. It's going to be an expansion. So no one-base play on Ohana. PuMa says, all right, aLive, let's end this in proper fashion. Well,
PuMa is going to, as you said, man, still drop that command center reasonably quick. It's not super quick, but this does allow him for a little bit of window. And maybe as soon as aLive, because this gives PuMa map control as well, so maybe aLive is not able to scout this command center straight away. So aLive is going to be careful. Maybe not flow this command center straight away to the low ground, or orbital command already in this case. And by that time, maybe PuMa is even able to catch up economically, or even overtake aLive, because aLive has to worry about a lot of things that PuMa does not have to worry about.
I think it's going to be the latter, Kevin. We've seen PuMa play styles like this in the past, where it is a very aggressive opening using the Banshee, but in spite of that, with the expansion coming up behind it, with him constantly producing SCVs, he can overtake his opponent. If you look at the worker tab now, it's 24-24 already.
Yep, aLive does have double orbital though, so he's still outmining. aLive throws down a scan. Does he actually see the command center? He doesn't see it, man.
Oh, man.
That's so big. He actually sees absolutely nothing.
What does he see? He sees a factory and a barracks.
Yeah, factory and barracks in the air. God, aLive. A few inches too far to the left. And that's going to delay his orbital so much further, because I promise you, the moment that aLive would have seen this command center, he would have lifted off this orbital and exploded over to the low ground, but he doesn't see it.
I guess the other side is that by having all this stuff kind of consolidated together, it might make it easier to defend the impending Banshee harass.
Yeah, that's some true silver lining right there, man.
Yeah, Banshee is kind of chilling out in the back of aLive's main. Hasn't revealed itself just yet. PuMa at the same time pushing forward with just a couple of Marines. These Marines chasing Hellions away.
Yeah, aLive wants to get some map control back because he doesn't really know what's going on. He's so confused probably right now. He's like, why is he not expanding? Why haven't there been any cloak Banshees in my base? Finally, there is a Banshee, 7 minute 57. That's pretty late. And why doesn't he have cloak?
Well, because there's an expansion, Kev.
Yep.
Oh, Viking is here, and that's not good news for the Banshee pilot. She's going to have to try to hightail it out of there. And they're the same speed, so she might just make it.
But the Banshee's going to have to make some turns, Ben. And whenever you turn, you lose a little bit of speed. Viking gets shots up.
One shot, and that could be actually the shot that was heard around the office.
Wow, aLive. Perfect moving shot. So sick.
Takes out the Banshee and eliminates the that threat, 33 SCVs to 33 SCVs. Good. As we predicted, Kev, PuMa actually comes out of that slightly ahead because he's already mining in his natural.
Yep. Stim is going to be a little bit quicker though for aLive, roughly 20 seconds, but that's the only advantage. aLive is going to try to pick in with his Viking. aLive still has that Orbital in his main. Now he's finally going to float it over, probably realizing that something funky has been up. And it's not the end of the world for aLive, no doubt, but the economic opening or the economic lead that he had, that one is far gone.
Yeah, it's oh man, PuMa, he really, I love builds like the one PuMa shows us because he opens up with a really aggressive possibility, right? That Banshee could do major damage.
Well, Ben, look at this, so identical. One medevac on the right side of the map, one medevac on the left side of this map. PuMa's upgrade is going to be a little bit quicker. They both have stim, both don't have combat shield, so it's really all going to come down to execution. And when will the other players see it? Well, PuMa's going to spot it straight away.
Oh, PuMa does have enough Marines, and he will chase it away. Very well played. Oh no, the medevac gets stuck at the edge of the map, and PuMa shuts it down. aLive is not really in position to deal with the medevac of PuMa. It's unloading right now, and the units are a little bit slow responding, so PuMa might get a couple of worker kills. Should think about picking up and getting out of there. No, he's just going to stem and fight, realizing that there is no retreat. And at the end of the day, PuMa kills 5 workers, aLive kills 2.
I would say that was a little bit better for PuMa, but just a little bit.
What does this Marine do? Yeah, you missed it. Single Marine came running down. Wow. Instead, PuMa's chasing this Viking in the middle of the map. Might shoot it down. No.
The Viking did pick off a medevac.
No. Yes. Viking does fall.
Viking does eventually fall. PuMa throws on a scan. Maybe he's going to go for a super early container over here. PuMa's already getting a... Wow, he has a Marauder in the mix as well. I missed that one.
What a sick little opening here from PuMa.
22 Marines, 1 Marauder against 12 Marines, 1 Siege Tank. If PuMa would stim up right now, Ben, I think aLive would be in a wolf. Well, this tank is so well positioned, but still.
Yeah, it's like a perfect spot for the tank to be. Any further forward and PuMa could hit it, but from there...
It's that sweet spot, Ben, that you're never able to find. PuMa is going to stim in, though.
And just kind of trying to avoid the tank altogether. But there's a second tank, though, and there's going to be no hopes of doing any real damage here. PuMa should probably consider lifting up and getting out of. That's exactly what he does and manages to get away just in the nick of time.
But during all this, PuMa did take a 6 SCV lead, and he has a 3rd command center ready already. He's going to upgrade it to an Orbital immediately. PuMa slowly but steadily taking control of this game with minor engagements. Man, resource lost step.
Wow, are you serious? 1900 lost to 1900 lost.
Talking about 2 evenly matched Terrans.
PuMa with a slight worker advantage. aLive with the tanks, and that's what PuMa doesn't have. So it's tanks against Marauders at this point.
Skirmish. The upgrade is going to be a little bit quicker for PuMa as well. As you can see, first armor upgrade. Don't fight this aLive. You might have a few units more, but you don't have medevacs. Well, look at all these mules from aLive. I like how it drops all the mules in his natural, knowing that he's going to mine on his main way too quick if he would still drop mules there. Well done.
So PuMa's taking the 3rd command center. aLive's doing no such thing, Kev. aLive is going to make a big, really focused 2-base push, I think. And he's either going to, or is he, nope, never mind. 3rd command center goes down. Damn it, aLive.
I like it, Ben. It's game 5. I don't want to see some crazy 2-base play in TVT. TVT ain't complete unless we mine out half the map with mules.
It's not a BitterDaM TVT if we don't cast all 5 games and they're not each 30 minutes long.
That is true as well. See a lonely SCV over here from aLive. Is going to make sure there's no hidden command center yet for PuMa.
This is the story of Captain Billy the SCV.
PuMa's going to have to be careful over here, but PuMa still has control of the Zelnaga Watchtower. He spots his army. Don't tell me you want to fight that PuMa. Well, maybe he could have, but no need to take a risk. Has 1 Marine over here, and he still has that medevac over here.
Spots the mining 3rd base with that SCV, Kev, and that's a bit of a big deal. I mean, aLive's going to be like, ooh, that
sucks.
sucks.
So you were quicker than me.
Now I'm in a bit of a pickle because you're ahead and I'm behind.
In a pickle jar?
And the other side of that coin is it's so hard to attack in TVT.
It would really suck to be stuck in a pickle jar.
Yeah? Yes, it would.
Ooh, aLive making a small misclick right there, focusing those destructible rocks. Lost a few Marines in the process. This is the moment, man, when PuMa is going to float in. PuMa waited so long. It's 6 spider sense that PuMa has. There were so many Marines here for such a long time. And the moment that aLive pulls all of the Marines, perhaps to put a little bit of pressure on PuMa, he's going to drop.
Sees it right away, though. He's already sending units. He's going to lose some workers, but not that many. So excellent reaction from aLive. Not allowing this drop to go unspotted. And he's going to clean it up.
Ugh.
Blah, 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 blah. The sounds that the Marines make different in every version of the game.
60 against 60 Harvest is still a very even game. aLive still on 1-1 upgrades. 2-1 is almost ready for PuMa. aLive's perhaps going for a big drop here in the main base of PuMa. PuMa's going to spot it immediately.
Crazy drop play here from aLive, unloading 8 Marines on the high ground tank, sieged up on the low ground. Great position for aLive. He's got a big supply lead. He is kind of stuck. He can't produce more units, but as he loses units, he'll be able to free up that very valuable supply. PuMa just going to go for it. No, realizing that he can't engage that with the tanks there, and instead just sieges up. Very patient play from PuMa.
Wow, aLive suddenly up 30 army supply ban, and the infrastructure of PuMa is in a little bit of trouble. These tanks are still far away though, so he doesn't have to worry all that much. What are you doing with those Marines? aLive's going to lose those medevacs, or at least that medevac and all those Marines.
Banshee would be kind of a hero right now, but I guess it's not realistic to get one out at this point.
You know what would be a hero, Ben? The Oracle.
Cloaking field?
No, 20, like the unit with 22 damage.
I know, because it has cloaking field. Oh no, that's the Tempest.
Oh, the Tempest, sorry.
The Oracle's that little thing that makes the blocks on the.
I meant the Tempest. It would be easy to take these tanks out. Wouldn't it?
Why does any unit need 22 range? That's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard, by the way.
It's probably gonna go down to 15 or something. Don't worry.
It's like you've got a Tempest and you're covering it with your Colossi. It's like you never can attack that.
PuMa's gonna drop on the left side of the map. PuMa's quite crazy. He's still down in army supply, and he still has the. No, I'm just gonna say it. Just has the balls to put up 2 medevacs full of Marines over here on the left side of this map, which I think is nuts right now.
Yeah, and that is a lot of Marines, Kevin. There's not. Well, okay. There's a decent-sized army for aLive. It is moving out though, going to reinforce.
Oh, big engagement right now, right on the moment when aLive on siege.
Oh, and PuMa's going to catch every single siege tank, and it will allow him to catapult himself into a bit of a supply lead. This tank's getting cleaned up. PuMa 160 supply, 150 for aLive. aLive is out on the map, and if PuMa spots this, you can count on him stemming these 16 Marines down into that third base, and there's just nothing there to defend that third base.
That one's really awesome for PuMa. PuMa having the superior upgrades. Really crushing through that army of aLive. Of course, it wasn't the real or not the main army anymore from aLive. It once upon a time was, but the backup army of aLive was just as big. Now PuMa's in a little bit of a supply lead, but if aLive sieges up in a defensive position, I think he's going to be more than just fine.
And so almost textbook that we play this final map on Ohana, a map that's been giving us so many good games all season long. These guys continuing to play very even StarCraft.
aLive knows PuMa's there. aLive sees PuMa sieging up right now as well near the Zelnaga Watchtower. He's still completely unaware of these 60 Marines. Wow, PuMa has such a big upgrade advantage, Ben. 2-2 is just on the way for aLive, while PuMa is on 3-3. Or I mean, PuMa's going
attack
on 3-3.
is moments away from finishing. +3 armor is a little bit further off. PuMa sees this army moving, could prompt a response from this drop that he's been so patient with. No, PuMa's going to stem in, pick off a tank, and then back
PuMa
off.
picked off a medevac there as well. Did aLive finally spot those units? No, he did not.
Still has no idea.
But I mean, why would you want to fight right now with? Well, you can fight because you're on 2-2. Oh, PuMa's going for a big drop in the main base with 16 Marines. There are a couple of siege tanks over here, though, so I guess aLive is going to be fine. On the same moment, aLive, at least looking at the minimap movement, for a second he thought about crushing into the Zelnaga Watchtower. He knows PuMa's on siege right now. Is this the moment he wants to go? No, it's not.
He's thinking about it, dancing with it, playing with the possibility of doing so.
These 16 Marines are finally active as well. I'm surprised, by the way, Ben, that aLive does not have a single...
aLive moves his medevac, and he's actually going to fly right past these Marines. PuMa could stem and pick off that medevac, but no.
aLive's maxed out right now. PuMa's at 193 supply, but PuMa, Ben, has +3 attack already. He has almost his +3 armor as well on his Marines, and he has a couple of Marauders in the mix, too. A real couple.
Both these guys virtually maxed. PuMa at 193, aLive at 200 of 200.
Where I feel that aLive's army is more centered, while PuMa's a little bit spread out.
Yeah, he's spreading it out. He's trying to punish aLive for committing all of his forces to one spot. Skirmish. Handful of bio getting evaporated under that heavy tank fire from PuMa. But that's really all that's happening right now. These guys both just playing that positional game. What are these Vikings doing? Whoa! They're going to get picked off. 2 of them going down very quickly. The last one gets away with a single hit point. That has got to be Tom Cruise, man, leaving his buddies hanging like that.
Yeah. Well, maybe Goose is making a comeback in StarCraft 2, and this time Goose is the hero, Ben. We'll never know. +3 armor is ready right now for PuMa. PuMa is throwing up that 4th command center as well. aLive is playing with fire, Ben. He's finally going to go for it.
He is going to go for it, and PuMa's in a pretty good position. He can just kind of back up, get some kills, and then backs off. aLive did not get a really favorable exchange. PuMa, I really wish he would just build one more supply depot. Finally, he completes a command center, allowing him to take a true max, 200 of 200 against 195.
He's going to try to get siege up closer to the Zelnaga watchtower. He gets a couple of big shots off on these Marines of PuMa. Gets more big shots off.
PuMa
not paying attention
here there in the middle of the map, and this might be enough to force him to to relinquish this position. He still hasn't done anything with this drop over here. Look at this, aLive unloading some Marines on top of PuMa siege tanks. Kills a single tank, but is gonna lose.
Oh, hero medevac.
Wow.
And this might. aLive is going to try to do the exact same thing. He's going to drop 1 or 2 Marines on top of this tank. No, he's not, because he saw those Marines getting in position. PuMa just has units positioned everywhere, man. Forcing this Starport to lift off temporarily. aLive has a lot of units in his main base too. aLive is really paranoid.
He's also leaving units at his 3rd base because he knows about these 16 Marines waiting in the wings over here on the left side of the map. But man, it's just
look. 4 HP medevac. He's going to drop a couple of Marines, pick up at least 1 siege tank. Now finally, PuMa's going to do something with these 60 Marines, but not sure if this was the moment you were waiting for all along, PuMa. Yeah, but on the same moment, he's moving in with the main army.
Oh man, big engagement here in the center. PuMa's not sieged up right now, and aLive taking a really good fight. His supply we're dropping rapidly. PuMa still with the better numbers and the better upgrades. +3 upgrades against +2 upgrades.
What a beautiful moment to hit, like 5 seconds before. Obviously, that's a little bit of luck. 5 seconds before +3 is ready from aLive. PuMa stims in once more, picks off more and more units.
Yeah, getting a couple more tank kills there. PuMa now at 190 against 170 supply. aLive, he's having such a hard time holding the line. PuMa's just relentlessly aggressive from multiple angles.
PuMa's going to have to be a little bit careful because he's very spread out right now. It seems like aLive wants to do something. Unit counter tab shows us 55 Marines for aLive, 11 siege tanks for aLive. As always, he has a small siege tank lead, but PuMa has the Marine lead. As oh so often, he's 6 Marines ahead, and soon he's going to be 15 Marines ahead.
PuMa's got that 1 drop positioned outside the 3rd expansion of aLive.
It's going to float in right now, but there are so many units over here from aLive. aLive is going to stim in immediately, pick up the medevac, and he will be able. Well, actually, he's going to have to bring in a few more Marines. No, he's not.
Cleans it up. 1 Marine with 5 HP left, 14 HP.
Calculated risk.
No, man, aLive knew, man.
Yeah.
That's what I said. He does that calculation so fast. It's like Frodan.
Frodan wouldn't even have looked at that battle. He knew he had it.
According to my calculations, aLive wins. 14 HP remaining.
PuMa stims in over here on the left side of this map, takes off this orbital, and that's a really big pick-off because aLive needed that base oh so badly. aLive is down right now, man, to 600 minerals a minute. So aLive knows he's going to have to make something happen. Maybe he's able to do something about this big army of PuMa.
A little bit of sandwich action. PuMa coming in from behind, and he's just not able to get position. The tank's very clumped up, and aLive getting a pretty good engagement there. Is trading very effectively with PuMa, but ultimately, once PuMa gets sieged up, aLive's got to rethink that, backs off.
Yeah, I just feel that aLive still has so much army in his main base, man. Well, he really needs to secure another base
speaking of that main base, he is getting dropped once again. Tanks will deal with those Marines in the back of that 3rd. aLive still...
This is everything that aLive has. He has to really do a lot of damage right now.
PuMa coming in from 3 separate angles. aLive trying to hold the line, but with Marines on either side, it doesn't look like it's going to be possible. PuMa will clean up all the tanks. Medevacs, wow, I don't even think they're going to get away as Stim's going down. PuMa's controlling this very carefully. Every medevac, 2 medevacs do escape, but PuMa now with a 40 supply lead. He's up a base. He has 3 more command centers, and he seems to be really clamping on to this game. He does not want to lose that ticket to the finals.
Wouldn't be an NASL finals without PuMa ban, and it seems to be that's going to be the case once more. aLive just is not able to secure a fourth base. Now he's finally going to float over another orbital, but PuMa has been outmining him for such a long time. 1600 over 500. PuMa has 2 more orbitals over here. He could potentially even land an orbital over here.
Yeah,
because
he's also dropping in the main base of aLive right now. Kev, couple of Marines unloaded there. Picking off the depot and just being as annoying as possible.
He's going to pick up this very important refinery.
Beyond that, he's going to push on deeper into the expansion and maybe threaten to kill one of these orbitals.
Oh, that would be really big once more, because aLive needs every single orbital to stay alive right now. PuMa still has these 2 siege tanks covering these Marines. Man, these Marines are like in the safety zone.
Special forces, Kev.
Big engagements perhaps in the middle of the map. PuMa tried to stim in, but he saw the amount of siege tanks and then figured out that I don't really have to take that fight. Whoa,
whoa,
PuMa!
Whoa, PuMa, man.
Lots of fireworks.
Seriously.
Don't funk with my heart, PuMa.
Vikings picking off a medevac there. If you're going to be a Marine in PuMa's army, you need really good health insurance.
It's going to be tough if you're American. Oh, Ben is mad on me,
okay,
right?
Apollo. aLive forced to unsiege, backs up to that southern Zelnaga tower, and PuMa just continuing to exert his map control. 181 supply against 150. And, well, the good news for aLive is that he has secured a new base. The bad news, PuMa's securing bases everywhere. He's taken the left. He's going to take the bottom right. And aLive has very little ability to do much about it, Kev.
PuMa's just playing this beautifully, Ben. He knows he's ahead. He's just controlling spaces around the map. These 2 siege tanks have been there for I don't know how long, 20 minutes by now. PuMa always active with drops on the outsides of this map as well. aLive is slowly but steady finding his way back into this game though, which I think is remarkable. This might be a very key engagement. If the engagement is very good for aLive, he might be able to still come back.
It's a pretty good engagement for PuMa
nice
though.
drop
He's
as
getting
well by PuMa.
A good position here on this low ground. He can sort of ferry his units up into the main there, or into that expansion there. Planetary cleaning up aLive's drop on the right side of the map.
Oh, a lot of Marines. What did you do, aLive? aLive's on siege with everything, Ben.
Oh, no, and that could be a game-ending mistake, and it is a game-ending mistake. GG from aLive. Unsieging his tanks. PuMa capitalizes on it. I have no idea what actually happened there.
I want to take another look at that. That's crazy. Congratulations to EG's PuMa for qualifying once more for the NASL finals, 3rd season on a row. He's going to be part of them. He's a reigning back-to-back champion, and it's awesome. But let's take another look at that. Why did aLive unsiege all of his tanks, man?
I'm not sure, Kev. I'm just trying to fast forward to the point in the game where it happened.
Well, I'm still there, so it would be very nice. We can switch over to my screen. So aLive scans. He sees all the Marines.
Gets scanned.
He sees his small little drop, sends the Marines out.
The drop was threatening to land on the tanks, and he unsieged.
This little drop?
Because he didn't want to kill all of his tanks. He sees that. He's like, oh, nope, not going to let that happen.
And then
immediately comes in. Wow, such a calculated and intelligent move by PuMa. Crushes aLive's tanks, and with it, his hopes of making it to Toronto.
What a fantastic Terran player. PuMa really is just amazing how he just keeps performing well in the NASL when he's going to have to go up against MC, Ben, in the offline finals. I'm pretty sure that
I don't think he's scared, Kev.
Our Canadian audience is going to be in for a treat. PuMa versus MC, one of the real classics in
PuMa versus MC, Hero versus Stefano.
Yes. Wow.
Do we know who Huck plays?
Yeah, Alicia.
Okay, a little PvP action, and then we're going to find out our final matchup here in just a moment as Rhett is about to play versus the Muslim. The winner will go on to face Puzzle. And we're guaranteed fireworks at the NASL finals, guys. Stick around. Our final best of 5 of the day and the last round of 16 game coming up after this short break. We're just getting started, guys.
Another European classic coming up.